What's up, Conkers? I've got an exciting build order for you here that is going to be a feudal aggression build order for the Golden Horde. And I've been tinkering with this a lot, so I've been tinkering with, no Uvu, straight to feudal, Uvu to feudal, using building carts or using the Torguud age up for age 2. There's a lot of different tinkering around I've been doing with it. Something that's important to understand, I actually think Golden Horde's going to be a bit vulnerable and slow in the early game. And so the premise of this build order, I'm going to do it live and talk you through it, and then I'll do an overlay. It's supposed to be simple, and it's supposed to use Torguuds, really, instead of Keshiks, backed by archers. And there's reasoning for that because the Keshiks come out really slow if you go with building carts, and you're definitely vulnerable to aggression if you're not going Torguud. So you can definitely still do the building carts, but I'm going to kind of walk you through this build. It should be pretty simple for you to understand. So what we're going to do starting off is just build our villagers, throw everybody on sheep, move the sheep under the town center, pull a villager to build the Uvu, send the scout out to find sheep. With the villager that builds the Uvu, I've just been taking him to also build the golden tent and then build the Gur. He's just going to become a gold miner, if that makes sense. So what we're going to end up going for early is we're going to go for 8 on food, 3 on gold. Okay? And again, just to reiterate, this is a feudal aggression play. I still think the end goal with Golden Horde is you probably want to try to get the castle. What's his scout doing? And I am going to edit this just a little bit. I'm going to go 9 on food instead of... So what I'm going to do, 8 on food, 3 on gold. And then I start rallying to wood. But I'm going to take one of the wood villagers and move him to food. Okay? That's to make the age up timing a little more crisp. If you stay on 8 villagers with the age up on food, that's fine, but you're going to have to do some forced drop-offs to get the age up in like you want and the production of villager. I'm not going to artificially inflate my sheep, so I'm going to go max 10 sheep on this scouting pattern. And definitely excited for this build. I think this is one of the more solid builds I've played around with. So now we're going to rally to wood. And I'm going to send one of these guys to wood, one of them to food, actually. That's just how I've decided I'm doing this build. Move the sheep as close as you can under here. You don't always have to do this, but you can pull villagers off to hit certain sheep so that they don't all clop him at the same time. So, what we're going to go for is Khan and Torguuds. Now, I really, really like building carts. More than Khan and Torguuds. But, building carts is really slow. Right? So, your Keshiks take like 50 seconds to actually be built. Which can be super problematic. So, Khan and Torguuds gives you the opportunity, if you are being attacked, you have something you can respond with pretty immediately in the Batu Khan and the Torguuds. I think that's going to be super helpful. And you can see having 9 villagers, I get those villagers out just in time to get to the wood. Right? So you can now either leave 9 on food, or you can take 1 and move him back to wood. I'm just leaving 9 for now. What we're going to do is we're essentially, for now, replacing the Keshiks with the Torguuds. And when we age up, the idea here is we want to get double broadaxe and specialized pick. You don't really have to get specialized pick just because you only have 3 guys on gold, so it's really not a big deal. But you can. And I definitely want to get double broadaxe. Because right now I've got 9 on food, 3 on gold, and I'm just going to rally out to wood until I get 12 on wood. Because I want to get archery range, blacksmith, and be able to produce archers. I'm also going to get the Uvu up pretty early here. The second Uvu, that is. So, you know, if you took some guys off food to get the wood, you could do that. You could get the second Uvu up really fast. You can open up with Torguud or Khan, depending on how much you're being pressured. Just, you know, the Khan comes out faster, the Torguuds come out slower, but there are 2 of them. So just kind of, you know, you can play that by ear on how much time you have. So, literally the entire build here is... This is the build. Once you get up to 12 on wood, the build is basically over. You have to take over from there with flexibility and what you need to do next, right? So, like, we can take this guy out, get our second Uvu. These guys are going to pretend they don't know how to chop trees. So, you know, we'll get these Torguuds out, then the Khan will come out. We're going to get down a range here. So we can double produce some archers. And now you're off and running, right? This is the build right here. So you're going to have 10, then you're going to get another 2 on wood. And so from this moment, you can make an executive decision. Quick pause. You can make an executive decision from this moment. You can see the resources in the bottom left. You're at 400 food, 200 gold. You can keep committing to feudal, which is the build here. Or if you have space, like they haven't made units, you have plenty of time, then you can just throw some more guys on food and gold and go for castle. But in this situation, we're going for feudal. So, you know, we got that. We can move out here and apply pressure. I probably need to set some sort of control group or hotkey for my golden tent. So, you know, boom, we get wheelbarrow, another set of Torguuds, and we're kind of off and running here. This is the feudal aggression play here. And as you're collecting wood, you know, you get your blacksmith in. Get a villager kill real nice. Fake out the charge on the... Actually, the spearman didn't even brace, so... You know, the Torguuds, I would say, are Keshik level. They don't have the same damage, but they are very, very tanky. Like, they have 270 HP. So they're extraordinarily tanky. You just keep pumping them out of here. And that's the build, fellas. That's a really simple, like, easy to do build. You get your steeled arrow to upgrade. So you're in good shape there. And you can keep, you know, if you need to throw down a barracks, you can keep making more archers. If you want to throw down a stable and put some guys on gold and start getting Keshiks now, you can even do that. You know, I think with the steeled arrow, the Torguuds are probably super good at diving as well, just because they have so much HP. So, yeah, if you enjoyed that build, drop a like if you learned something. Subscribe to the channel. And let's get to some other builds. Thanks so much for watching. What's up, Conquerors? I've got a fast castle build order here for you for the Golden Horde. Now, this build order is a safe build order to get to Castle Age. So, it's got some flexibility in there where you can make units if you need to, where you can make fortified outposts if you need to. It's not a naked build, right? So, it's a little bit slower because of that. 1, because of the Golden Horde economy. 2, because you're going to have some units. Alright, but let's get into it. So we're sending everybody to food here. We queued up our villagers. We take one guy And then we go build Golden Horde tent and Gur. Okay? Everybody else is on food right now. That's 4 on food, 1 building, and then to gold. We're going to rally out 4 more villagers to food total at this point.
Good luck. Have fun.
You want to keep scouting during this, just getting as many sheep as you can possibly get. I went a little deep here. Normally you want to go to half the map and then cut over. So the idea behind this build, like I said, is using Torguuds to cover you while you go castle. Because what we really want to do is go with the relic age up and then go out here and get these relics to make Uvus inside of our base. So I think Castle Age is where Golden Horde gets a lot of their really strong technologies and abilities. So that's kind of the idea behind this build. As we get Castle, we get strong from it. We're now 8 food, so we're going to rally 2 to gold for the 3 on gold. And we're just going to leave 3 on gold for a long time. Now we're going to start rallying some guys to wood. We're going to actually need a pretty significant amount of wood for this build. Because there's really kind of multiple things you could do, but we're going to go double Uvu here. Let's take all the sheep. Now you'd want to scout the rest of the map and scout your enemies, see what your enemy's doing. I'm being lazy, so I'm not going to do that during the build. We're actually going to take one of the villagers that comes out and put him on a sheep. Get over there. Get over there on that sheep. The reason I did that is I've actually tested this particular build order more times than I care to discuss. And I've actually shot this video a few times. And you need 9 on food here for the proper transition and to get your second villager batch out here. Otherwise, there's a little bit of idle time if you keep 8 on food. And I still, yep, see how close that was? I still thought I was going to have to force drop off. Now I just take the 1 villager off food and move him back. So right now we've got 8 on food, 4 on wood, 3 on gold. We are going to keep it that way. And just keep rallying to wood at the moment till we get to 10. So kind of where you want to get is we want to get wheelbarrow. Okay. This is going to line up pretty well. So we're going to get wheelbarrow when we have the opportunity. Then, as the age up comes in, we're going to go build the Uvu. Then we're going to get 225 wood from here and go drop a Gur and fortified outpost. So, wheelbarrow will be in 90 seconds. Take this guy to go build the Uvu. Use your scout to push in some of the deer here so they're clumped. When you age up, you're going to build some Torguuds. So boom, boom, boom. Queue up Torguud Khan. I like Torguuds first, but if you're getting attacked and you need the men, you go Khan first. So get your Gur down here. Then start rallying back to food. Send this guy back to wood. It's actually only 9. Gonna do one more group of guys to wood, actually. So now when the Torguuds come out, you can go defend setting up your outpost, or you can go harass the enemy. Either work. Quick pause because there's a couple of inflection points here you need to be aware of. If you're getting pushed, if you are being pushed, and you need to throw down unit producers to make units to survive, do that. Okay? Like, get the wood from your guys on your wood line, build unit producers, survive. If you're okay and you can defend with the Torguuds or create, some pressure on your enemy, then you can continue with what we're about to do, which is you're going to take... We'll rally to food here. You're going to take 5 guys. You could take even more if you'd like. In some of the other builds, we'll take 8, just as an example. Now you can actually rally some guys to your gold as well. But we're going to take 8 guys. They're going to go build a gur and start getting deer. We're going to get our survival techniques. We're going to get our specialized pick. We're going to build a fortified outpost out here, and we've got our units, and we've got double uvu. So we can make a lot of Torguuds here to help defend. Now, like I said, you can pivot here if you need to, and you can build military units, military production and military units, or you can drop a fortified outpost out here, right? So, or I could just use my cav. So you can go raid with your cav, or you can sit here and defend with the cav. The choice is yours, okay? Now, right now, we've got 17 guys on food, which I know seems like a lot, but we're trying to make up for lost time to get to Castle Age, and 7 on gold. So, you could skip the upgrades that I got as far as survival techniques and specialized pick. If you wanted to, just to get to castle a little faster, that's fine. More Torguuds come out, pretty solid. These guys will eventually run out of sheep, so your 2 guys on wood still are giving you a little leeway if you need to move out to your berries or something like that. And that's the build, man. There's not a whole lot to tell you from here, okay? So, there are multiple things you can do from here. Like I said, you could have skipped survival techniques, specialized pick, and aged up just a tad earlier. These guys run out of food. You can go to the berries. Now you can start, if you want to, rallying to wood. It depends what you want to make in Castle Age, which is up to you, not me. So what you definitely want when you hit Castle is you want to throw down a prayer tent and you want to go get relics, right? So, if you want to make Keshiks, you can throw down stable. If you want to make archers, archery range. If you want to make Kipchak archers, archery range. I'm actually going to cancel the Torguuds so I can get the age up in. If you want to, go men-at-arms or spearmen or something, you can do that as well. So during the age up, we'll get our double broadaxe. So from here, the build's done, right? This is the build. It's carried you to this point. You have to kind of adapt and play the game to see what you need to do next. Fair? So, take this guy out. The age up takes a long freaking time, right? So during this time, this is what I mean. Like, we could get a stable down here and start making Keshiks. The Torguuds do get a buff when they age up. It's kind of like the Demi-Lancers almost. You can see the Khan firing off his arrow. So here, I don't know why they stopped gathering after 1. We could start getting some Keshiks out, which is going to be solid. But that's the build. You know, you keep taking your wood, you keep throwing down more production, keep making units as you age up. When you age up, you just want to get the prayer tent down. So, you know, kill some villas if you need to. If you want to pull guys off food and get more wood, like if you want to go full Kipchak archers, you can pull a lot more guys to wood and get more ranges and blacksmiths and stuff set up. So, I think kind of the world is yours as far as that build goes. Hopefully that's helpful. I'm gonna use it on ladder for sure. I think there's obviously some things that you're gonna need to tweak. You know, the idea is you get the castle age up going, and it takes so long for you to actually get the castle. It's kind of like Abbasid, Ayyubid. You build units, unit producers, blacksmith, all that during, right? So you can always re-macro as you're aging up and pump out as many units as you need to during the age up to deny relics, then go get relics, all that good stuff. So that's the Castle Age Torguud play from Golden Horde. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm sure the builds will get more refined as I actually play on one ladder, but if you enjoyed it, drop a like. If you learned something, subscribe to the channel, and see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. What's up, Conquerors? I'm adding a build in here just for fun. I don't think this build's good. It's a Dark Age build with Golden Horde. The reason Dark Age builds with Golden Horde are not particularly good is because Mongol can double produce units using stone. So it's very beneficial to build the Uvu and then get the units basically for free. Golden Horde cannot do that. So what we are going to do is, if you want to go Dark Age with Horsemen, you skip building an Uvu and you place a stable. That's the build. You might not like that, but I can tell you after practicing it, I do not think this is a doable build if you build an Uvu and then try to get a stable. It's because your villagers cost 100 wood and 100 food, and you start with 5 villagers. You do not have the economy early. Like, you don't have it. You can't collect 150 wood. You can't build an Uvu, collect 150 wood, and then build a stable or barracks. It doesn't work with these guys. Now, you can still get horsemen out with a reasonable timing, but just be aware, horsemen cost 200 food and 40 wood, so it delays your timing by quite a bit. So, like, we'll go up to 9 on food here, which will cover us, right? And then I'll have to commit a couple guys to getting wood so that we have enough to get a gur to go mine our gold. So that'll be the next 2. So we'll go up to 9 on food here, 2 on wood, and then we're going to have, you know, 2 guys go to gold, build the tent and the gur, and we'll move the wood guys to gold. But you can kind of see why this is so difficult, right? If I had gone Uvu, those horses are going to be so late when they come out. Maybe someone will find a better way to do it with Uvu. But the reality of the matter is the Uvu does absolutely nothing for Golden Horde and Dark Age. Like Mongol, there's a lot of different plays, right? For Golden Horde, stone does not, like, there's nothing to do with stone in Dark Age. Absolutely nothing. So, you just skip it. So, our pony boys are away. Send them around that side, actually. So that's probably where the gold is. Take our wood guys to the gold. So now we're going to have 4 on gold, 9 on food. We'll get the age up in. We'll rally some of these guys out to wood now. And like now we're in, I mean, it's not a terrible build. It's not great because you end up skipping the Uvu, right? So maybe it's workable. I don't like it. Bro canceled his landmark? That's the Dark Age build with the stable. Straight up. That is it. You can then go, you know, you're not going to have any... Excuse me. You're not going to have any stone, so I'm not sure going Khan and Torguds is good here. You can go building carts, and you'd be in a pretty good situation where you could just go, like, pretty hard and feudal. You know, now that you've gotten a little Dark Age disruption, so, like, that's not too bad. Apparently I've misrallied out there. So, you know, your age up timing's not going to be terrible here. It's not great, but just like Mongol, you went Dark Age, right? So, other thing you could do now is just you get enough wood in this transition to throw down an Uvu, which would probably be fine. Or you throw down a range first, so it's really kind of up to you. I mean, I think this is doable. You could probably even still go Khan and Torguds if you gather enough wood at this point to throw down double Uvu. That really wouldn't be too bad. Or you go building carts and you just get, you know, the archery range, barracks, or another stable in a range. So there's a lot of, I mean, there's a lot of possibilities out of this build. You could do something similar with spearmen if we restart. I don't think you want to get in a spearman war with somebody else, but you could get the spearmen out even faster than you can get the horsemen out. Of course, the horsemen are faster across the map and rotating. But, you know, if you wanted to do something like that. It flipped the map on me. I'm on the bottom this time. It's kind of weird. You could essentially do what we just did, but the spearmen will be a little cheaper food-wise, which will be nice. So yeah, the spearmen are only 120, and the horsemen are 200, so... You can also make Karish. You could do like a Karish rush. Nobody saw the Dark Age Karish rush coming. Actually, people may have actually seen that coming. So I think this is probably just like super food heavy. It's the only problem. But you could rally even more guys to food and just make a lot of Karishes. Now if they started going spearmen, you know you definitely want these guys fighting your spearmen. But the thing you could do is you could do, you know, one batch of Karish, one batch of spears here. Spears will get the extra armor from the Karish. And then you start working on your feudal here. So it's actually, you could use this as a really similar strategy to the horsemen. It's a little extra food. So one, you could just go Karish spearmen. Or sorry, you could just like do double production of Karish, double production of spearmen separately, or you could do them together. I would probably not do both of them, just because I don't think Tower Rush is super good, and that's the only reason you'd want to do that. But, you know, we do have our... did he not build a mining camp? Really, I'm just blown away by some of this. Oh, dude, they're fighting. Gotta get a screenshot of that. Got to. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of a... I know I'm kind of screwing around here at the end rather than the really serious build orders, but you know, I don't think Dark Age Rush is dead. I'm just not sure that it's super good. I think Tower Rush is dead. I don't think you're going to be tower rushing people with this civilization. Wow. AI hard is quick on the reaction there, huh? Just kidding. So, I think the Tower Rush is dead. I don't think the Dark Age Rush necessarily is dead. It is interesting. You could go like with Karash, and then if they go archers, you could age up with Torguds and get the Torguds out, or building carts and get the Keshiks out. So, I mean, I think there's definitely some things you can play with there. Like, that seems pretty doable. I'm going to call it there as far as the builds, but if y'all have any, like, thoughts, comments, questions, concerns, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like. If you learned something, subscribe. And, we'll kind of see how the meta plays out on the ladder. We'll have to see how it matches up. How it works with different civs is the biggest thing. Like, you can have builds, but it's different for every civ, so we'll just have to see how that works. But thanks, everybody, for watching, and see you guys next time.